I am Taylor Mehmet, and we'll be going over Michelle's bill today, kind of explaining a little more about it and why she was charged that much, because she's got a question about it. So, it says in the introduction that she requested an itemized bill and to discuss that bill because she is concerned that she may have been overcharged. But that day that she had come into the clinic to have a mole looked at, and after the evaluation, the physician performed a skin biopsy. So I'm just going to go over like it was her, what I would say, so that she would know just a little bit more about the bill that she received. So it looks like she had an evaluation, which to me makes me think that she was a first-time patient, which is always, with the evaluation and management, part of billing will always be more because it does take more of the doctor's time, just because they have to go more of an extent of a medical history, whether or not dealing with the skin biopsy or not. It'll always take more time for the physician to do a complete overview of their history, their family's history. So I'll just explain that part, and that also the extent of the examination that's done for her, for like the skin biopsy, how long it took them to discuss it and to go over it, and it also depends on the size and like the location and everything like that for the examination, and then also the complexity of the decision making. So if she did have past family members who maybe had skin cancer or that kind of thing, it would take longer to go over that kind of history, and then for the physician to decide if that was something that it could be, or if that could be what's happening. So I could explain to her just the kind of coding process that goes in with that each goes in as a different code, unlike with a normal checkup when you just kind of go in and you can talk to the doctor and then you guys can decide what to do. This one would be a lot more in-depth, especially because it is her first time and because they're discussing a surgery procedure that's always going to take longer than if they were just discussing whether or not she should go on a certain type of medication or something. And then on top of that, she also did get a surgery procedure done, which is always going to be more expensive, just because it does take up a lot of the doctor's time and takes up a lot more resources, and is a little bit more complicated of a procedure than just coming in for like a physical. So I could explain that to her, and that also does depend on the size and the location, and kind of how hard it is for the doctor to be able to do. So I would explain that, and that would be an extra thing. That wouldn't be like every time she came in, that would be like a price she'd have to pay. That was just for today, because today was the day that she had the examination and that she had the skin biopsy done. So this would just be kind of a one-time thing unless she had another mole that she wanted done again. So I'd explain that to her, and because she asked for an itemized bill, and for the coding page, I could show her everything that the doctor had labeled that they had done, that they had talked about it together, that they had done the examination, that he did the skin biopsy, and that any like complications or anything else that they had done. I could show to her what it is and go over, even pull out the chart and show exactly kind of like what the doctor said about each thing that he did, so that way you can break it down a lot farther so that she can see exactly what was done and what code kind of means what and why that was more expensive than maybe she was thinking. But especially for next time, have her asking any questions, so that if she does have a question before something happens, that we can talk about it then before the actual procedure is done, so that when she does get the bill, she's not quite as confused, and maybe can expect more of like what she should be paying than this time.